Now, as we've been continuing our coverage here this morning, we've been checking in with officials from across the state, across the city, and now we want to welcome in Adam Paluca with EMSA. Adam, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Happy to be here, guys.
Let's talk about what EMSA has seen here since the snow moved in yesterday.
Yeah, so Thursday was definitely a much tougher day for us in terms of weather-related incidents. It seems people in the OKC Metro have really heeded the advice to stay off the roads and stay home, and we certainly appreciate that. But now it's important that folks take the proper precautions if they are heading outside or if they have kids who are enjoying a snow day and want to play in the snow.
And let's talk more about yesterday as that winter weather was moving in here to the Metro, Adam. What were some of the most difficult responses? I mean, because of the snow, we did see several crashes, accidents across the Metro.
Yeah, without fail, every year when we have our first hint of winter weather in the OKC Metro, we see a big surge in motor vehicle accidents for two reasons. Number one, folks just can't remember how to drive in the ice and snow. Understandably, they're traveling too fast on the roadways, and also that system yesterday moved in at the tail end of the morning rush hour. So all of that kind of coupled together really was a recipe for a lot of motor vehicle accidents, slow commutes, and some travel difficulties.
Okay, so we talked about vehicle accidents, but Adam, sometimes when we see weather like this, we also see accidents with people falling. Have we seen a lot of that right now?
Yeah, we've seen a slight uptick in falls. The most important thing to remember as you're walking on snowpack or ice is that, slippers or bare feet, they're not going to cut it. You need shoes with traction and grip. And if you can stay off of concrete or asphalt, you're actually going to have more traction if you walk through grass or mulch. It's much easier to have your balance stay upright when you're traveling through grass.
And Adam, I'm glad you talked about, wearing boots. I do want to continue with talking about some of the things that people should be wearing here in winter weather as we talk about hypothermia and frostbite. Like, those are two major things that could happen that EMSA responds to as well.
Yeah, you just need to pay really close attention to your body, and if you're a parent, to the body of your kids. You need to make sure that you're dressing in layers, and you want to make sure that that layer that is touching your skin, that it remains dry. If that layer gets wet, that can lead to hypothermia. If you have on long underwear or a t-shirt and you notice even sweat, you have perspiration, you need to go inside and change out that shirt. That is going to help protect you from hypothermia. Also, just make sure that you are covering the extremities, obviously wearing gloves or mittens, a hat that fits snugly. And if you have, a hat that has eye holes and mouth holes so that your nose is covered and your ears are covered, that's great too.
What are the signs to look out for when we are talking about hypothermia and frostbite, Adam? Because we do know a lot of people are home today with their kiddos. They might want to go outside and have some time in the snow. But what should they be looking out for, and when should they call 911?
Yeah, so, the first symptom that you're going to notice is that there's a tingling sensation in your fingers or your nose or your ears. And then if you lose feeling, or if you say, wow, I'm having a hard time feeling my fingers, or my ear feels weird, that's when you definitely need to get inside, and you need to probably stay inside for the rest of the day to get those extremities reacclimated. Now, if you're outside and you notice that, but then you're also noticing an altered mental state, you're having trouble with balance, that is the early onset of hypothermia, especially if you can couple that with, I'm sweating profusely and then all of a sudden I stop sweating. Those are important signs to look out for.
Okay, really good information there. And before we let you go, all morning we've been keeping an eye on road conditions, and so far it looks like roads are pretty good. Not a lot of people out. Have you seen a decrease in the amount of calls that you're getting today, this morning, compared to yesterday?
Yeah, it's truly like night and day. I think that everybody really got the message yesterday, and those folks who are staying home are enjoying their houses and keeping those cars in the driveway or the garage. I think another thing that's important is that, everybody understands that, our medics don't get a snow day. We have to respond to emergencies. So the fewer cars there are on the road and the fewer accidents that we need to respond to makes it easier for us to get to cardiac arrests or strokes, calls that really need pretty quick medical attention from EMSA.